The following is a semi-professional attempt at humor. The jokes contained within are intended for a mature audience. Not 18, we aren't cops, but we will occasionally say things that you find offensive. If you do get offended by our videos, make sure to keep any hate in the comments section where it belongs, or write about it on your blog. Above all else, try to have fun and remember, nothing matters. And welcome back to Nihilhalla. We're here again playing the Talos principle again. I'm actually still trying to decide if I want to play this entire game with you guys as a long play, like alongside Metro, or if we want to do this as a one-off. Honestly, I kind of
like we can't ever come back to it, you know?
I was going to say, I kind of like the idea of doing it as a long play, to be honest with you.
We'll see how people feel.
This is one of those puzzle games that I wish I'd played more of, that was in my Steam library uninstalled forever.
Well, it's, I was talking about, you know, PC games. You know, you've been a PC gamer since you were a child as well. I actually was one of those families. We did not get a PC until the early 2000s. But I had friends who had, you know, Windows 95 and such, had the old gateway. I called them the cow computers because they had that.
To open the gate to
but man, Heroes of Might and Magic
serve you in times
and
to
such
come.
were just that's what I played Worms on, and I was just trying to basically talk about how those Myst games were so good at the time because they were beautiful looking for the time.
Well, and they worked.
And it was just, I mean, I'm trying to think of other puzzle games that were on console at the time that could have even been comparable to that, and I can't
Myst?
think of anything.
The only game that would have been, like, comparable to Myst.
Or that was even, like, a point-and-click game. I mean, I definitely remember some Barbie detective stuff. And there
Out
was,
of This World was a sort of environmental game, but I wouldn't really classify it as, like, a proper puzzle game.
Yeah, and, I played the Carmen Sandiego DOS game, which actually was pretty fun.
Oh, man. Carmen Sandiego was the shit.
Those games were awesome.
I fucking loved those. Oh, okay. So, how this works, we've got tetrominoes,
Okay.
which are the Tetris blocks, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the term. Tetromino comes from the omino part of that is the number of blocks or something like that is what it roughly loosely translates to, and tetra is the prefix for 4. So dominoes is 2. You have 2 block pieces that make up a whole block,
4.
and tetrominoes is 4. So the reason it's called Tetris is because there are tetrominoes that you play with.
And a Tetris is when you clear 4 lines?
Yep.
Holy shit. Full circle.
Yep. And there are 3 math functions, and a circle has 720 radians. Or sorry, 360 radians, I think, or something like that. And there are 3 math functions, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Wow, and we truly came full circle.
Yeah, I can't remember the fucking who told me that the first time, but it was like an amazingly long spiel that they went through.
Yeah.
So what I just did...
was powered down that minigun?
Yeah, like, you can follow the wire. I'm sort of playing this, like, halfway by memory. But you can follow the wire back and figure out that there's a switch over here, but I just sort of ran up there because I knew that that was the only place I could go safely from that turret.
Is the game pretty forgiving, or do you turn a corner and get blasted and you're like, oh, well, fuck, there's a minigun there?
The game's pretty forgiving at this stage. Later on, the puzzles get a lot harder, but it's not like turn the corner and you die hard. It's like, oh, fuck, I have to use this one piece like 6 times throughout the puzzle, and it becomes supremely...
Oh, you found the tetromino.
Yeah, it becomes like supremely tedious.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys.
Oh?
Alright, what are they,
the
God?
sigils of our name.
Ooh.
Each brings you closer to eternity.
But I'm a robot, I'm already eternal.
Well, I guess I have to recharge. You know, that's a good question, actually. Let's question our existence. Are we actually a robot, or are we a cyborg?
I don't know. Ooh. I'm already into this game, actually.
Dude, I fucking love this game. Like, the reason I stopped playing it is because I was in a really low point in my life.
So it was just getting philosophically and making your brain do the downward spiral.
It was making me think, and the more I thought about things, the darker my thoughts got. So I just stopped playing it one day. I was like, I can't fucking do it. I can't play this and try to sort my shit out at the same time.
No, I get it, man.
But now that I'm doing it on a show, I don't have to have any original thought. In fact, I can be famous without an ounce of talent. Isn't that right, kids?
I assume you're speaking to the kids on Vine right now.
I am speaking specifically to, what's his fucking name? Bieber? Yeah, I can be famous and not even know what talent is. Okay, so our friend there needs help. But we're not going to help him out of the kindness of our heart. We're going to help him because we're kind of screwing him out of his job. So now the pathway is clear, and we can still, still shut down the turret. I'm also sprinting a lot more than I should be, because I kind of want to run through these kitty puzzles that we're running right now.
Oh, this is the part where it
Well
teaches you the
done,
game.
child. Only one more sigil
God.
is needed.
Thank you, God. Like, seriously.
Thanks, God!
If you could just hear a voice like that, and it spoke and it was booming, what name would you give it? Like, that's one of the questions.
Well, I have had auditory hallucinations before, but I've always just, talked to the little weasel that lives in my brain.
Oh, really? Were
No.
you really that messed up at some point? Like,
Oh no, I've definitely multiple times in my life, mostly via sleep deprivation with my job.
sleep deprivation. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I would have like awful auditory hallucinations. Where
I love how my immediate assumption was that it was because
Drug-induced?
because of the drugs.
Oh no, dude, no. Although that has caused some auditory hallucinations as well.
That's gonna suck. Actually, I am gonna die there if I don't do this right.
If I don't do something.
If I don't do this exactly right. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna help him too, but again, not out of the kindness of our heart.
I do love how you can just trap them.
Honestly, most efficient way to take care of any of those drones is to try and find a wall that you can close off with them on the other side of it. Alright, we've completed 3 puzzles inside of 6 minutes now.
Yay, are you
My
happy,
temple
God?
awaits you, child. Go forth.
Oh, I'm stretching. That's why the noises are funny.
But seriously, I'm curious. If you could hear just a booming voice like that, and you look up and you see blue skies and
You're talking about if this happened to me in real life?
if this happened to you in real life, blue
first
skies and
I would
clouds
see if the voice answered back.
I guess that's
I'd be like, "Hello," and if it, if it went, "Oh yeah, you got to do these tests," I'd be like, "Well," I would be pretty inquisitive of who are you, and
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. If
but-
we're doing this in a completely, I wouldn't just immediately say God. I'd be like, "Whoa," I would have this moment of, telepathy's real.
The reason I ask that question, though, is because that was one of the first questions that I posed to myself when I started playing this game. Was wow, if I could just fucking hear a voice one day and I couldn't identify it, definitively, what would I call it? Now, if I was hyper-religious, I probably would call it God.
Oh, here's the other part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Make it fit. All right.
I used to be pretty good at Tetramino puzzles when I was tested in high school. In fact, when they showed me the Tetramino puzzle, and are you familiar with a puzzle called the Towers of Hanoi? It's
maybe if you start explaining it.
It's a puzzle with you have 3 poles
Keep
in
playing.
front of you and 5 rings.
Keep playing.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, sorry.
And you have to jump them.
Yeah, and you have to
I have played
step
that, yeah.
one ring next, and then a ring can never be on a ring that's larger than itself.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of my IQ tests when I was tested when I was much younger, and I actually got it removed from the testing roster because I was like, oh man, the Towers of Hanoi, I love that puzzle. And the test giver looked at it and she's like, you've seen that puzzle before? And I was like, yeah, it's in everything. I'm surprised you didn't immediately assume that.
Yeah, I've definitely played it before as an internet game, but it was something, like frogs, and you had to get the frogs to jump on the backs or whatever.
Yeah. So this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is our first encounter with the
Technology?
well,
not technology.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that is an old chassis.
Look at that power supply.
Yeah. Well, power supplies, to be fair, don't look much different than that even nowadays. But like, I was
Just
referring to
hanging out, but no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So anyway, let's. Oh, those keys don't look like English at all. I guess maybe they are. Yeah, I see the letters underneath them.
Oh,
Okay. Well, let's see here.
All right. What's it saying?
Loading library session, mounting local disks, 47 million local disks, distributed resources found. Let's see here. Connecting network drives, error, network inaccessible. Loading Milton Library Assistant, error, MLA unresponsive. Initiating command prompt. And then we have 5 options in front of us, which are hi, what's this, hello world, astva, and dir, which dir, for those of you who are unfamiliar with command line, is list directory in DOS and also Linux, although technically you're just supposed to use ls in Linux command line.
Let's look at the directory.
Command is unknown, so apparently...
Fuck!
Apparently, this is not a Linux or a DOS system. So type help for a list of available commands.
Yeah! What do we have?
We have list, which would have been, which is what ls is short for
Okay.
in Linux. Open file name, which we don't have a file
name.
Yeah, we don't have a file name to run MLA, which is load Milton Library Assistant, which with the advanced interface. And we can close the terminal session or
Let's open the advanced interface and see how deep we go.
Okay.
Loading.
Initiating plain language interface. Session support session open. Hello guest, how can I help you today? Your query. We can do astfa, list, help, do you understand what I'm saying, or exit.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Understand is a strong way to put it, but yes. What was the last word, the first word of the last sentence you wrote? Are you able to take offense, you pointless contraption? Describe your functions.
Describe your functions.
The Milton Library Assistant is designed primarily to sort and classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, it facilitates user interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. It also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. Your query.
How long has this system been running?
Oh, you can actually read those back there?
Yeah, some of them.
Okay. I didn't, because you're far enough away, I didn't know how much of this you could read. We don't have a very big monitor that we're playing on.
This episode might go a little long just because this is interesting to me.
I mean, this is a decent break point. We could stop
true.
We could stop this episode here and pick it right back up.
Indeed. Next episode, folks.
All right, next time on Nihilhalla, we'll start asking more questions of Milton.